Good morning and welcome to another segment of Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith. Some months ago, I talked about a lot of the obstacles that come up against our young people. I specifically talked about our male high school age and our college age students and some of the obstacles that they run into. One major obstacle is that many college students are dropping out during their freshman year. And so I began to think about that. What could I do that will help these students? Because we need more of our young male students completing that freshman year so that they can go on and complete their college education. So one of the things I thought about is that during all their years of education, they were home with their parents or guardians. They had structured classroom assignments. They may have had extracurricular activities, but those were structured. If it seemed like those activities were too much for them to keep up with their schoolwork, then they had someone to say, hey, we got to stop that for a while. You get your grades up, then maybe you can go back to, whatever it was, scouting, basketball, football, swimming, whatever, gymnastics. But as you transition to college, most times you're on your own for the very first time. You have more classes. Your classes are normally spread out in different buildings. They can be on different campuses unless you're taking all online classes. So you have the proximity of where your classes are being held. That's something that you have to maneuver. Do you have transportation? Do you have to get to those different classes by bus, by bicycle? How will you, get to these different classes? Then the subjects are probably harder. You don't have your parents there to say, okay, that's enough of video games. Get off the video games. You need to study. No, you can't go over to Keon's house tonight. You need to stay home and study. You're on your own. So do I study? Do I go over here and try out for this fraternity? Do I go out on a date? Do I try to find me a part-time job? Oops, I was late for class yesterday. I don't have my assignment. Do I stay home today? Do I go? I don't have an alarm clock. Will I remember to get up? So you have a time management dilemma. The only thing that will probably help you then is to hone up and get your time management skills on a better track. Maybe you've never had to keep up with this before. You managed little items. You just I don't know what to do. You need to get some time management skills going on. So first of all, what all do I have to do? Do I have classes all in one area? Are they scattered? What days are my classes? What times are my classes? Let me look at my schedule. If for this semester, it'd be too late to change, more than likely. But in the future, I need to get my classes where they flow in a sensible manner that will allow me time to get to my classes and have time for my assignments and to study. And you can do that in a number of ways. But first, most people have smartphones, so you can set your alarm on your smartphone to get up if you need help getting up. But then there are different tools that you can use for time management. A simple whiteboard, a small whiteboard that you can put in your dorm room or in your apartment. You can jot down notes. This is where I need to be on a certain date or time, or you do that daily. You can erase it and get it ready for the next day before you go to bed. You can get a planner. Some people do well with electronics as far as keeping up with times or whatever. Some don't. So you can always get a planner to write things down. And that way you can keep up with it monthly, daily, however you want to do that. And then your smartphone or your tablet is another good source, because you can add your whatever you need to put in on your tablet. And you can also put the location, the time, the date, and if it's a class, of course, that you're going to have every Monday at 9 o'clock in Building F, you put it in your smartphone or your tablet, and you have it as a repetitive scheduled event. So it's in your calendar for the entire semester. So you can quickly look at that before you go to bed. Even if you forgot something, now you know what time you need to get up. And then you have everything there together. So it is a good source or tool to get something, to get on schedule, to get everything in a sensible manner, so you know where you have to be, when you have to be there, and how you're going to get there. Also, do you even have time for a part-time job your first year of college? If you absolutely have to, you need the money, and that's the only way you're going to make it, then okay, but limit your hours. If not, if it's just something that you wanted to do, maybe not try it for your freshman year or your first semester in your freshman year. Just get yourself settled in and situated and on a tight schedule, and see how you flow. And then you can start taking on other things, such as trying to get into fraternities, joining all these different clubs or sports events or whatever. Taking time out to do what you did when you were at home and sit up and play video games all night, knowing that you have a 7 o'clock class. Why did you set a 7 o'clock class when you're not a morning person? So those are some of the things that you have to take into consideration when you're doing this. So if you're having problems managing your time, these are some of the things that you have time now to think about for your second semester. So you can start doing that now. Plan out how many classes you're going to take. Start looking as soon as those classes are put out on the schedule for you to select from, to see where they will be located, the times that they are offered, so you can decide what makes sense for you to take on what particular days. Then decide how you're going to keep up with that. Are you going to use a phone or a tablet? You're going to use a planner? You're going to jot it down on a whiteboard or bulletin board, or what are you going to do? But I personally want to see our males do a much better job to begin building a better life now. One obstacle that we can try to eliminate by working on some different things is completing that freshman year of college. So you'll have that get up and go to go on to your sophomore year. So if time management is a hiccup for you, then I hope that these tips will help you and get you on your feet to going, because I need you guys to be able to kick those obstacles to the curb and be able to be successful in everything that you go after, because you can begin to build your better life now. I know you can do it. So I hope this was helpful. If there's any other items that are helping you, that's hindering you from being the best that you can be in your first year of college, send me a comment. I'll be glad to discuss those on a different segment. Share this video with your other students, your friends, and I'll see you on another segment of Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith. Thank you.